So today I'm going to be showing you how to rebuild 80 styles Mikuni Carb. This is on a Suzuki Lt125 1984. So to start off, you obviously have to take it off, but that's pretty simple. There's going to be a hose clamp over here on this side and a hose clamp over here on this side. You got to undo both of those. This normally has a rubber boot going to the air box, but I just have this on there because I haven't bought an air filter, but yeah. And then you're also going to have to undo your fuel line down here, and then it should just pull out. Oh, I forgot to mention you have to undo this cap. And this too, this is a 14 millimeter. This is the choke and this is the throttle. This should just pull out. Also, it's a lot easier to loosen this whenever it's still attached here, so I would suggest doing this last. And there we go. Also, I would pour all the gas out of the bowl. Well, guess there's none in there. Oh, there goes. There's a little. But you want to pour most of that out before, obviously, you don't want gas on your bench. Okay, first thing you want to do once you get this off your four-wheeler is you have 4 screws at the bottom here with the bowl. And you want to take those out. And once you get this final screw out, you're going to take the bowl off. I'll suggest keeping a metal bowl. Doesn't have to be metal, but a bowl to keep all your stuff in. Now I just cleaned this so this isn't going to be that tight, but a lot of times these will be stuck on. Just take the butt of your screwdriver and it'll pop off. And there's your bowl off. The reason I'm doing this is because mine's leaking around the main seal here. So I got to replace this, and I'm also going to replace all the rubber gaskets while I'm in here, which is the point of the rebuild. But I just got a cheap one off eBay. This was like 10 bucks. And yeah, we're going to go from there. Now what I suggest doing with one of these when you rebuild it is I suggest trying to use as many original parts as you can. These cheap Chinese parts aren't the greatest. You're really just doing it to replace the seals. That way gas isn't getting to places it doesn't need to be, and you're not running super rich and just blowing smoke at your exhaust. First thing you're going to take out is this big jet right here. This is the main jet. This is where your throttle comes from. And yeah, that rubber gasket isn't the greatest. Yeah, I definitely need to clean it again. I'm on focus. Those holes are pretty clogged. You want those to be as clean as they can be. And if you're doing this for the first time, I suggest getting, some of these. They're just little brushes. You can find them on Amazon or eBay. They're super cheap. Eventually, if you're going to be doing this a lot, I would suggest getting an ultrasonic cleaner, but these are definitely good to start with. But yeah, what you're going to do whenever you're cleaning this is you're just going to run these up and down in these holes, trying to clean them out the best you can. The next thing you're going to take out is the smaller jet. It's the pilot jet. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that's where your idle comes from. I could be wrong there, but I believe that's where your idle comes from. I don't think this has a seal on it, or a rubber gasket rather, but this definitely needs to be cleaned too. Its holes are a lot smaller though. They're at the bottom there. See? This one always tends to be a little bit cleaner. That bottom one's a little dirty, but other than that, it looks fine. Next thing is the float and the needle. How you do this is there's a little rod that runs through right here. And you got to find which way it goes. It only goes in one way. That way would be the right way. And you just pull that out the side. Now be very careful here. Don't want to lose this or what's underneath this. And this isn't just a big float either. There's going to be this little needle that comes out of the bottom there. And that's a very important part. That's what lets in the gas to the carburetor. So you definitely cannot lose that. And for the most part, that's it. If you want to replace this, you can. I'm probably going to. It's the seat for the needle. And well, I can't get that out, so we're not replacing that one. But yeah, There's also a couple of other things. This here is your air adjustment screw. This sits 1.75 turns out. That's to let air in as well as gas. It's your air fuel mixture. This is your actual idle. You have to adjust this whenever you get it running to make sure your idle's set correctly. Take both of these out. This should have a spring behind it, if I'm not mistaken, to keep it in place. Probably gonna replace that spring too. That way it doesn't move around any. Been around since '84. Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. Should just be able to do this, I guess. There we go. There's the spring for that. That feels still good, so probably not going to change that over. But after that, you just want to take your carb cleaner and just run it through every possible hole you can. I'm using this, but yeah, just do that. Also, it's not a bad idea to just spray some of this into your metal bowl with all your parts to help them start cleaning too. I'm replacing the seal on this right now. This is definitely stretched over the years. See if I can't show you a size comparison of the two. See, that's the size it's supposed to be. That's the size it is now. Get this a little bit wet. Soak just a little bit in carb cleaner, let it become a little bit more flexible. Just replace the one on your idle screw. And that should probably be good. So is this supposed to have a spring? Looks like it's supposed to have a spring. So, there's spring in there? I don't think so, so, definitely not. So, yeah, this is the air mixture screw again. This needs to be 1.75 turns out. Let me screw it all the way down. It's all the way down. Screw it out. One. Wait, no, that was half. One. 1.5. 1.75. Okay. So next, you're going to want to replace your float and your needle. I am changing the needle out on mine. For some reason, mine, I must have changed it with at one point, but it was it didn't have the little rubber piece at the end. Normally these have a little rubber tip to help stop the flow. Mine was just all metal, so I'm definitely going to change it out to this one. You got to put the braces in that hold down the seat first. I forgot about this. Do that. Do that. Okay, now you can do this step. Okay. Next, put in, make sure it's all good and cleaned out, your pilot jet. Next, your main jet. Oh, So it looks like they gave me a little rubber gasket that's probably a little bit too big, but you just got to go slow and make sure that it gets in there good. Looks like this rubber gasket's a little bit big. Okay. So the rubber gasket they give you is a little bit big, but as long as you get it even all the way around, you should be fine. Yeah, I don't know. Definitely not. It's hard to get it even all the way around because it's so big. Looks like you may have to, what I'm gonna do, I have a rubber gasket kit and I'm gonna have to find one that works better. You can buy these anywhere, Harbor Freight, online, Amazon, eBay. See if I can find one that fits better. Perfect. Okay, so that's a, I can't. It was a 4.5 by 2, I'm guessing millimeter. It was this one. But yeah, just in case you want to know what size it should be, or what seems it should be. The one they provided in the rebuild kit was too big. This one seems to fit perfect. Okay. Last thing you do is you put this back on and then you'll put it back on. Well, no, whoa, I forget. I got to replace this seal. The whole reason I'm doing this because mine was leaking around the seal. So, is it really missing a hole? Oh no, I have it backwards. There we go. And I'm hoping it should stop my carburetor from leaking, because if it doesn't, I don't know what to do. Oh, also, when you go around all these, you want to do a crisscross method, and you want to apply even pressure to each screw. That way, it gives you the best chance you have from your carburetor leaking. Okay, let's go put this back on the four-wheeler. Got the carburetor back on there, so here's the moment of truth. Try and sit here. Hopefully you don't fall off. Choke it. Let's see. Try and get some gas to it. Okay, here we go. Gear. I think I was in gear. Come on. Good.